Hello, so welcome. This is another video for my child safety and protection course, and this video is talking about the typical traits and things that paedophiles and bullies can do, and it's just to sort of give you sort of like a sort of an idea of how to spot the signs and the triggers of a typical child abuser and a typical bully. So the one trait they have is that they will twist everything you say. So no matter what you say, it's wrong, and they will manipulate, and they will, even if you wrench out or have a go at them, they will then start to turn it onto you, as if you're the guilty one and not the victim. Then that's a typical trait of those that abuse and those that bully. And so one thing I would say is to keep a journal, because they can't touch that at all, because your journal, they know that a journal and a diary is confidential information and personal information, so they know that if they ever divulge into that, they are committing a crime, and that is, they're going to your personal possessions, which isn't theirs. So always, keep a diary and a journal of the things that are going on, and even date it, and some people will put down like a time, and just allow twisting everything you say. Then you have the right to speak out and say no, and they will just do anything they can to make you feel like you're in the wrong and not them, and that is a typical trait. The other thing is they will start taking some of your rights away, so that could be imprisonment, stop you from eating, stop you. Sometimes they will take your money, and take other things that's yours. And again, you can go to the police and report it. Never feel like you can't, but you can. But this is also going to go up on my the Archangels network as well, to help you if you are a victim of abuse or bullying, or have been. And there are things, as well as my site I've created, other channels you can go. There is, the child support agencies, as well as Childline and NSPCC of the National Children's Bureau. Also, if what they also do is that if you've had mental health problems, they will try and use that against you as well, because I have suffered with mental health through my life, such as not feeling good about myself, being very suicidal, feeling like everybody's against me. And it can be due to being around negative people, and as much as you want to get you want to get away, they will do all they can to keep you there, because the other thing is they can become very controlling over whatever you do or say. So always keep a journal of what is going on, and do keep on talking to the police about it, talking to there are other support networks out there that can help you. And I did I did a video by Miranda Hart, who speaks about a new organisation called SPEAR, which helps young adults or young people to get work who have had a rough start to their childhood. And so do check that out. It's the archangelsnetwork.wordpress.com, and it's on my homepage. And I will be adding more. I will be doing some case studies and other examples of abuse. I write a blog, and that's due to go up. One blog went out today, which was about what's the word? What's it called? What do they call it? How to spot the signs of grooming. That's what I wrote about, and I had like a video to that to show an example of it. And those who can groom can also turn into bullies as well as abusers, and it can be lots of times someone that you know, because that's sometimes if sadly it is somebody like a friend of your parents, because that's what they do. They try and gain your trust, and then they demolish everything that you're doing, and that is a typical trait of people who carry out child abuse and bullying. The other thing is they will because you can go to social services. The only problem with social services is that unfortunately the wrong kind of people can have those jobs too, because I read a very horrific book by I wish I can remember her name, but she was absolutely one point dumped in a field and almost was left there to die, and it was horrific. And even like her stepdad, who was gently abused, because her mum didn't care about her at all, and it was his stepdad and his friends, and she would work on that market stalls and that, and they would abuse her as well. And even when she went to care, she was abused, And the other thing that a lot of them do, which she talked about, was show and tell, which is basically showing a child, what abuse is about, and using their position to carry out such nasty, abuse to the point where, because a lot of the time they want to make you feel disgusted about yourself, because they know what they're doing is wrong. And a lot of it is because they can and they will, that's their typical sentence that people carry out abuse will say, And I'm not saying that I've been abused, but I have been bullied in my life. I was bullied on my estate, and that's when I learnt to, stand up for myself, because that's one thing that you do have the right to, is to stand up for yourself and fight, and I think with all what I've learned, it's being a kid and now an adult, is that you'd be surprised how strong and how much strength you have when you come across these sorts of people, and you can back them down, because as soon as you fight back, they want to run a mile, but try and not lash out, because that's what half the time, that's another trait. They want to get a reaction out of you, They want to get a reaction from you. So, and half the time they want to make you hurt them, because then they can pass the buck again, as if you attack them, not them attack you, So that is another typical trait, They want to get they want to turn you violent like they are, And so, and I suppose that's contradicting saying fight back. You can still fight back. The way of doing that is to, I found the biggest way is to, what I do a lot, is learn how to switch off. I've learnt to do that since I was a kid, switch off, and it's been my biggest skill that has kept me from going insane, from taking my own life, even though I did attempted it a few times, and and they want to make you feel ugly, and I mean, I couldn't even, I can't even look at pictures of my my previous wedding, and that was something I've talked about, toxic relationships, in my life coaching program that I'm doing, which is Project 2021. And if you want to, check that out, you can. And that I link the videos I do and my blog posts on it at my site called everyonecanbuildacastle.com. And that I add a lot all my life coaching, and as well as, because I also want to make that into a online course as well as this one. And that's the other thing. They just want you to feel dreadful about yourself. And I chose the wrong person to marry. I did, and there's no offense to him. We just didn't work. We were more like friends rather than husband and wife. There was just in the end nothing there. And when you don't even want to be in the same room as each other, that it's time to move on. And I took that step, and even that was turned against me, which if being a mum myself, I see my role as a support, like a rock for my son, and a open door to him. So if he's ever been bullied, or he feels threatened and he wants to talk to somebody, I want to be the person that he turns to, as well as his other family. And I was never christened as a child, because one side of the family were Catholic, the other side was Church of England. And in a way, I was quite glad that they didn't, because then I've been able to choose my own, faith, and I see myself as a Catholic, not as Church of England now. I went to Church of England schools, but I'm a Catholic girl, and there's one thing I would always now do is, if I have any more children, and I am eventually going to get my son christened as well, so he becomes a Catholic, and and has godparents, because I want to feel that if I do ever pass away, because you never know what's around the corner, I would like to think that there's going to be good people who can take him under the wing and be a guide to him as well, and be an open door to him, because that's what that is what a parent's role should be. And again, if you're a teacher, if you're if you're a life coach, if you're a even a teaching assistant, or run a kids club, and obviously not all kids club have abuse in it, or bad people. There are good organisations out there that do, have the child's best interest, and you too, be an open door to those kids. So if they are being abused at home, they've got somewhere they can go to or talk to. Because one thing that they have put in place in Surrey is safe havens for those who have mental health problems, and those who have been abused or bullied. The only problem with those is that often they're run by not genuine people, and that's a problem. That's where I think it's hard to crack down, because a lot of the time, as I've said in other videos, it's proving it, and if they've got no previous convictions, showing, because obviously everybody that works with children has to have a CRB check and a DBS, up-to-date DBS report, and because it's hard to prove, lots of the time they won't have previous convictions, so that's where it becomes difficult. But it doesn't mean that you don't have the right to get support. call for help and to get out, you know, get yourself out of that situation the best you can, you know. And like I say, keep a journal, and try not to react, you know. Still say to them, you know, I'm not happy with how I've been treated, you know, I know what you're doing, but at the end of the day, you know, because you know, even when you try and say, oh, fair enough, they will continue to keep on. So, you know, but the best way for me to deal with it is to switch off. And that's one of my biggest traits. Good traits, positive traits that I've had, you know, because being able to switch off, block people out is, you know, a good way of letting them, you know, attack you, you know, verbally. But if you don't react, that gets them more angry. And then I know we don't want them to abuse, but you know, the more, if they are doing that, then they're making themselves even more guilty, and all they're trying to do is twist it and turn it as if you're the guilty one and not them, and that is a typical sign of a abuser and a bully. So stay strong, stay safe, and let's pull together to stop this from happening. Many thanks, and thank you for taking this course so far. And please remember, if you want to give me any feedback, then please do. I'll be happy to hear from you. So take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.